We're going to use a stencil from Scrappy Boy Stamps for a background. And then we're going to use this Lawn Fawn Christmas tree die set. I have some leftovers from my last cutting session. And some Distress Oxides for the background. Let's get started. I'm going to work on a piece of scrapbook.com's mixed media cardstock. And we're just going to do a very quick little background here. I'm going to place this probably about here, and we'll do the palm trees in the background. Let's see, a little mint tape. I don't know if you can hear the dogs, they're outside barking. Hubs is working on some outside stuff today. Okay, so I'm going to start with the bottom here, the kind of sand. And I'm going to use pumice stone and a little bit of vintage photo. And we're just going to ink this up a little. And I'm going to do the trees just with the pumice stone also, because I want it to just be kind of shadowy back there. As we're going to put the big die cut tree forward, and I want it to be the focus. I'm going to get a little vintage photo. You know, it's my favorite brown in all the land. Oh no. Look, my felt came off. I have to get a new foam. I'm just going to go over this a little bit. I'm really just going to pounce it on just to give this some texture. I'm going to give it a little water. And I'm going to take a little bit of oxide spray in the antique linen and just fling a little bit on there. So it's not just boring sand, it's got a little interest in it, right? We'll just peel this off. So that's what I have. And I'm going to set this aside to dry and then put our big tree together. And then when this is dry, we're going to go in with some blue and make a little sky. This tree is darling. So you've got the trunk, the top, you've got a string of lights, little tufts of grass, ornaments, and lights. Like I said, I had some leftovers from the last time I was cutting this sweet thing out. Got a lot of ornaments and light pieces in here. And then I've got a couple of trunks. I've got all my little pieces cut. I'm going to add a little ink to the tree. Just give a little added interest there. Oh, and this also has coconuts for it, but I'm not putting coconuts on it. Add a little black soot to the trunk. So we're going to take our tree and just put the palm fronds on top. Just like that. Now I have tons of lights and ornaments cut out of course, glitter, because you know that's how I roll. And I like to use all the colors. And this is super simple. You just put a dot of glue. Of course, you know me, bear glue to the rescue. And I like to use a jewel picker to pick these up. And just set them right on there. Alrighty, so all my lights and ornaments are done. And we're going to set all these die cuts off to the side and pull our panel back over and get a little blue on the background for these little salty ocean. And I'm not going for full coverage here. I just want a little color. And go in a little bit. And I know it looks a mess right now, but it will get better. It always does. And this panel is cut to 5.5 by 4 1/4, and I will be cutting it down. And a little Mermaid Lagoon, or Uncharted Mariner, sorry. I think I first thought about Mermaid Lagoon, so it was still in my head. Uncharted Mariner in there. A bit of water. Isn't that cool? Almost looks like nighttime. Now we're gonna do a little Distress Oxide spray Uncharted Mariner. and some mica and Unravel, which I know is a Halloween color, but it's a great kind of starry shade. So we're just gonna do a little. Remember, ring your bell, not up and down. A little blot. Okay. I'm gonna go dry this with the heat tool and we'll be back and put our card together. All right, I've got my panel cut down to 4 by 5 1/4. Now let's get our tree on. Look at our tree, it's so cute. We'll put it about like this and have a sentiment strip below. We're just gonna glue it down. See, we've got an interesting background for it. It's not just a tree standing there doing nothing. Now, we've got some lights here. Gotta love a tree with lights. Where's my scissors? And we'll cut it off right above this little blue Christmas bulb here. Glue behind each bulb to hold it down. Now we've got ornaments. Now you don't have to use the full length of the hanger part, and I'm not going to on some of them. Slap a little glue in there. Look at our cute little Christmas tree. Now all these pieces that are left over are gonna go back in with the die set and I shall keep them for another day. For my sentiment, I'm gonna use a sticker out of this Tim Holtz pack. I think we're gonna use "We Wish You a Merry Christmas." I'm going to edge this with black ink, just like I did on that birthday card. Again, not going for an inky look. Just a little ink around the front to make a very defined edge on this card panel and make it stand out from the card a little. There we go. Now inside my card, because you know how I feel, no naked insides, we're going to do a little stenciling of the palm trees. Just a little pumice stone. Once again. Look at that. Isn't that great? I love that. I'm going to go hit this with the heat tool so I can fold it closed, and then we'll put our front panel on and we will be done. Our panel. Now I want to put this on with some foam because I want it to pop up. And actually my fun foam stash is getting low. Maybe time to hit Michael's and get some more. I would love for y'all to leave me a comment and tell me, have you started on Christmas cards yet? Do you know how many you're gonna send out? Are you even sending out Christmas cards anymore? I feel like I'm one of the last holdouts, but it makes me happy. And if you have started on them, tell me like what stamps, what dies are you using? I'd love to know. I always like to see what other people have cooked up in their little brains too, you know? Now last year, the last 2 years, I've made Christmas cards for my aunt and uncle's business, plus my own, and I send out about 80 Christmas cards, and that still doesn't really hit everybody that I think about, but I've gotten to where I pretty much just send them to the people that I still interact with the most and who, you know, sometimes remember to send me a Christmas card too. I mean, I would send one to everybody on the planet. That's just how I am. All right, I'm gonna press this down a little bit. Give it a second to grab on. Alrighty, friends, here's the finished Christmas card for July. We used this Lawn Fawn Christmas tree set. We used a stencil from Scrappy Boy Stamps and a little bit of ink. That's it. I actually think I like this a lot more than I thought I would. I think this is going to be one of my Christmas cards for this year that I send out. Easily made compartmental crafting, right? Sit one day and cut out tree pieces. Sit one day, cut out light pieces. Listen to some YouTube and glue stuff together another day. You can stencil all your backgrounds one day. And again, I stenciled inside the card because no naked insides. And I didn't even stamp a sentiment. I used a sticker. You could use a sentiment strip, or you could stamp all your sentiments out one day, you know, and cut them all. Y'all have a lovely day. Remember, be excellent to each other and get started on those Christmas cards. Bye-bye.